Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Dead Demons Destruction. What the fuck? Why is nobody talking about this show? I was expecting a lot more people to kind of be on the hype and talk for it. I think it was at some point. It had that weird release with it going to be two movies out in Japan releasing pretty close to each other. With movie releases, a lot of times it's piracy that actually gets it first. Even though there's been better like overseas, like in-theater releases, often they are quite limited and you have to be in particular areas that actually have decent access to watching them. But still, this might not have the chance of getting that and could get buried. But then Crunchyroll ended up taking it and breaking it up into an episodic format of like the basic 24-minute episode with the opening and ending, all that shabam, and nobody's watching it. From the numbers of like people who have it on their planning compared to the people who are watching now the show, it's very little. I've seen nobody talking about it. Something by a legendary mangaka like Inio Asano, I was expecting a lot more. At least the shills would come out and be like, you gotta fucking watch it. But no, at least if Goodnight Poon Poon got it, I would be baffled if that somehow didn't like take off. But I guess this might not have enough notoriety. I guess it just probably released at the wrong time and people are not watching it, which I think is fucking criminal, alright? It's goddamn criminal that nobody's fucking watching it, because I think it's goddamn good, and my opinion is what fucking matters. That's why people click on these videos. Both those are lies. Nobody clicks on these videos, and my opinion doesn't fucking matter. That being said, I'm going to ramble about my opinion for the rest of the length of this video, whatever the fuck it is. So why is it that you should watch this? I think it is very smart. And yeah, that makes sense. You know, people who hype his manga for being very well written, philosophical, deep, you would expect it to be that way. And at least the adaptation, from what I'm seeing, I very much agree with it. Even though I don't get every single thing about it, to be fair, I'm smack dab in the middle of it right now. I don't have all the rest of it to go through. Still, I feel like there's a couple of like good themes that are really starting to come through. One big thing is its perpetuations of humanity's like assuming the worst within just anything, in this case aliens, and going very aggressive right off the start. I think it wants to punctuate a little bit of our humanity in a kind of cruel manner, but realistic. It isn't just punching down nihilistically. I think it is a real representation of how we are. When something we don't understand comes about, we just fucking attack it like monsters, and you know, history goddamn shows that. I think this pretty much digs up on it and shows it within a modern light, and I think it's very smart for doing that. The other theme that also coincides with this one particularly well is just how much strife and struggle that the world has, that they can't even care about this thing fucking happening, because it's broken up into two plots. There's the little bit of the Japanese like naval, air forces, all the like, you know, military stuff, all focused on trying to take down this alien thing because they don't really understand anything about it. It's just been hovering over them and they're like, what the fuck is this shit? But then you're also, the more media part of it is following the main characters in a more slice of life manner through their lives. I would say it's pretty slice of life, pretty chill, but there's always little glimpses of conflict within their lives. Going for their college exams, they have the stress of what they're going to do in the rest of their lives, and they have some possible family dynamics and issues that are coming about slowly. And I think it's punctuating just how us as humans, we have so many problems that this, which should definitely probably be the bigger deal on a person's mind, is something that's completely pushed to the wayside, and you're just like, well, it's whatever. Bigger fish to fry. I might not be having a job. It's shown very early. There's the scene where the dad, he doesn't fucking care. His ass is going to work. Some crazy shit happened, but hey, if nothing like really comes from it, he wants to keep his job after that shit, so he just goes to fuck to work and doesn't care that there's a whole spaceship in the sky floating above his ass. I think it's kind of fucking cool Those two themes coinciding each other, at least from what I see right now in it, and I think is working very well. It's making this show actually something very smart and sophisticated, which I'm kind of surprised I haven't seen too many do that quite well. And then next, just another thing to sell the show. Now that it is releasing as something episode by episode, if you're watching for Crunchyroll or you're sailing the high seas, I think it is one of the most different seasonal releases that we've had in a long while. For starters, as I said, it's very slice of life. For most of it, a good 80%, where you're just following the characters through their high school experience, it's slice of life. But it also has plenty of mystery elements. There's so many questions. Right now, in the middle, so many questions that I'm asking about the show. I'm confused about certain things and I'm loving it. I think it's also quite rare to see this mixture of the slicey life and mystery, because I see with a lot of mysteries, especially things that probably have a little bit of a shorter length and runtime, you can't really, hold on to a mystery forever. A lot of times audience members will get bored by it and just like, I don't really care, but this is one of the few kind of mystery anime that I've seen that kind of slowly drags its mysteries out a lot more and excels at doing so. A lot of things, they have to throw a huge quantity of mysteries, and I think this does have a good amount, but they also have to be just answering some things and bringing up new things through the whole thing to kind of gauge the interest. In a way, it's a fast-paced mystery, but this is, in a weird way, a quite slow-paced mystery that doesn't have to give you a bunch of answers and can really just give you an episode that's pretty confusing and not really giving you much more. Maybe just a little seed, a little something to add to its theme, but not really give too much answers to the overall of the show. And I think that's exceedingly rare. I can't really name any examples off the top of the head of shows that are quite similar to it. As well, this doesn't really have any strong leaning into, I would say, tropes, just like basic anime tropes and stuff like that. But as well, it doesn't fit into any close subgenre, I would say. There's some things that have been amazing anime, but they fall into a subgenre and are just trying to succeed in that. You can bring, for example, with this ending spring season, you have Girls Band Cry and Jellyfish Can't Swim at Night. It's already a pretty pre-established subgenre of girls band anime that have already came out from K-On! And it's just doing those and doing them well. They're great anime, but in a way they are not particularly different from everything else. This is a show that you could say, oh yeah, it falls into that, but it does it just so fucking differently that it's hard to say that. This is theoretically a apocalyptic anime. This falls into a apocalypse genre, but most apocalypses have fucking chaos and start you off in a shithole. There's very few apocalypses that are chill as fuck. This one is an apocalypse that is present, but nobody particularly cares about it, and everyone's still just going about their lives for the most part, assuming you're not a part of the military. So it doesn't fall into a lot of, I would say, strong subgenres that you would see more of. So in that way, it's just different in that manner. With that being said, for those reasons, this anime is great. I've been really excited to watch it seasonally. I'm happy that I was actually able to release, and I'm surprised there's not a lot of people talking about it. It definitely has good, strong qualities and a lot to discuss and talk about, but there really isn't that many eyes on it. You can change that. You can end up watching the show if you like, or you can't care because shit, my opinion doesn't mean anything. I already said that already. With that being said, thank you for watching. Hope you liked and enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.